In this episode, picking up my bike, getting the bike off the trailer with a broken wrist, checking out the damage, repairs and new parts, and taking off this bloody cast.
Oh my god, that's fantastic.
So here's my new look from the inside and from the outside. Okay, so first up, what exactly happened? It was perfect weather, a perfect road, and perfect scenery. And there it is. Embarrassingly, I wasn't watching where I was going. The camera wasn't rolling at the time, and the tiny bit of footage from the crash is because I bumped my head whilst tumbling in the paddock, activating the camera. Crazy stuff. Really crazy stuff. Now, as I was distracted, when I looked back at the road in front of me, I had about 2 seconds before impacting a barbed wire fence. And this is what went through my mind. 25 years ago, my brother had an identical crash, ran wide in gravel, lost the front end and ended up in a barbed wire fence. The lower strand of barbed wire slashed the bottom of his leather jacket. The upper strand of barbed wire, well, I'll just show you the helmet. Now, he walked away, he was fine, the bike was cactus, and the reality of how close he came to losing his head has stayed with me ever since. I probably had about 2 seconds before impact with the fence, and because of my brother's crash, my brain remembered his crash, remembered the takeaway points: don't touch the front brakes. I don't want to wash the front end out and end up in the barbed wire. I kept the bike upright till impact, did a Superman dive over the fence to avoid hitting anything, and tumbled in the paddock ahead. Now, with the crash behind me and my recovery going well, my biggest worry is how to get my bike 1,500 kilometres back home. Say g'day to Mick, the greatest bloke in Australia. First up, he helped at the scene of the crash. He then stayed behind to recover my bike and store it at the farmer's shed whose paddock I ended up in. Since then, he's kept me up to date with everything, collected my stuff from the hospital and put it all together with my bike in the farmer's shed. He then organised a crate, drove his car and trailer 300 k's return trip to collect my bike, load it up, pack it all up, drive it back to his place, and then drive another 300 k's return trip down to Adelaide, drop it off at a trucking company, and organised all the logistics. A mountain of work for a complete stranger and fellow rider. All I had to do was ring up the truck company, pay the $550, and I was done in a mere 5 minutes. Mick, I'm not sure if you'll ever watch this, but I can't ever say thanks enough. It's a bit of a bittersweet day, actually. I'm excited to get the bike home. Well, I'm here to pick up the bike from the truck depot here in Sydney in Greenacre. I'm excited to get the bike home. Once I get it home, it's the end of this saga, but sad as well because it's not the way I wanted to get it home. Oh, that's a sad sight, that is. Not the graceful way that I wanted to come home, but she's finally back here in a box that looks like a coffin. Yeah, so look, she's back home now. Means this whole thing's over and done with. If she's repairable, I'll try and fix her. If not, then yeah, I'll just use her as parts. Maybe get another one. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that part of it yet. I've got to get it off the trailer. Yeah, so that's the end of that trip. Not the way I wanted it to go. So never in a million years did I ever think I'd use a hoist this way. So let me just show you what I'm doing. Okay, trying to get this motorcycle out of a crate onto the ground with one arm in a cast is near impossible. First up, let's see if it even starts. Alright, I've got lights, which is good. She lives, baby! She's alive. Yeah, baby.
Alright, so the bike's on the center stand, so I'm going to use the jack to lift it up, hopefully get the front wheel off the ground, to then put the dolly under the front wheel and then wheel it all the way off onto the hoist. That's the plan. Wish me luck.
So, as you can see, this was quite the challenge, and all up it took about an hour and 15 minutes of trial and error to get April off the trailer and onto the hoist. Doing this with a busted wrist and a busted front rim was a real pain in the arse. Now, I know what you're thinking, why didn't I ask for help? Well, two things. One, I'm a stubborn mother who was just too excited to get my bike home. And two, I need to feel the pain of this whole situation, and I'm not talking about the pain of a broken wrist. I've become too comfortable, too complacent, and too cocky with my riding. I need to be humbled and become a better, safer rider. To feel the pain of what has happened, the crash, the damage, the repairs needed, the money wasted, the time off the bike, all these things combined add to what I'm calling post-prang pain. And I need to feel all of that pain to be a better and safer rider and not crash again.
Okay. Fuck, my legs are shaking, everything's shaking. Success! Success! Oh, my legs were shaking, everything was shaking there. It's not perfect, it's hanging off, but it doesn't matter. Alright, let's have a quick look at the damage to the bike. It fell over on its right side, so the crash bars have done a really good job actually. They've done their job brilliantly well, so well in fact that the plastic handguard and the front brake lever are all intact, which is really good news. Now, the three things that stick out is a rear brake lever, front indicator, and obviously the big one, a front rim. But of course, I'm going to find other things as I dig a bit deeper, so best thing to do is get started by taking this front wheel out. Anyone want to buy a rim? Only ridden on Sundays, never in the rain? Make your best offer. That's going straight to the pool room.
Obviously, the most important part I need is a front rim. I went straight to eBay. I knew it was going to be expensive, and I thought I'd try my local Aprilia dealer, Bike Biz, and just see how much a new rim's worth. I called them up and braced myself for the pain. A brand new front rim, which comes with bearings, internal spacer and seals, $375. To confirm, I replied, sorry, $1,375? In which BikeBiz said, no, just $375 and we have one in stock. It'll be here in 2 days.
I can't believe I got one within 2 days. Bloody hell. Unbelievable. Anyway, so here's the bike, which has opened up some new problems. The seals, the fork seals leaking here, so that's going to be something to sort out, but that's okay. It's time to replace both seals, but the biggest issue here, there's a little nick in the stanchion here. Now I can run my fingernail along the side here, but when I get to that point, it gets stuck there, and you might be able to hear it too. So that's going to be the main drama to fix up just that little tiny bit. Now I have been watching a few YouTube videos, and they say get a blade to take the burr off and go sideways. Yeah, you can see that's already taken some of the burr off already. Oh wow, what a difference already. So it turns out the burr was a really easy fix. The blade scraped it all off and the stanchion is clean as a whistle. The next step is checking if the forks and brake rotors were all straight. I took everything to Alderton in Smithville, who checked it all and surprisingly said everything was perfectly straight. Now, I don't want to jinx anything, but so far the repairs are going really well and really cheap. Well, I just jinxed myself. For those eagle-eyed viewers, you may have seen my forks were different lengths with the wheel out, a sign something was off.
It's because the SAC's electronic suspension is broken. Now, it's been broken from before the crash, so this is an unrelated setback, but here's the painful bit. A new part costs $2,000. As April is my forever bike, I now have to wait an additional 2 months until the part comes in from Italy on back order. So whilst I wait, it's time to get this bloody cast off.
Apologies for the smell.
I'll get out of town. Much too professional to notice that. Here we go. Beautiful. Wow. Hello, hand.
Oh my god, that's fantastic.
So it always looks a little bit minky,
Yep.
and that's normal.
Okay.
Are you keeping
Thank
this
you.
as a souvenir?
No, absolutely not. That's so you'll never want to see it again.
In the next vid, I'll talk about the cost of the flying doctors, hospital care, and some important lessons to share that hopefully you'll never have to use. See you there.